Lekki that she had
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good morning, good night, depending with the place you're coming from. Wherever it's a country or a place or a city, yeah.
She was not flashy. She wore modest clothes, drove a sensible car, lived in one of her Lekki apartments while the other earned her 65,000 naira each month in rent. She was the kind of woman who built things quietly and let the results announce themselves. She was also the kind of woman who had spent most of her adult life being told she was too serious, too focused, too intimidating. Men came and went. None of them stayed long enough to become something. And Chika, who believed in patience the way her mother had taught her, waited until the day she met Obina Izenwachi. She met Obi at the funeral of a mutual friend's father.
Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.
At the far end of the compound under a mango tree with a paper cup of water, looking like a man attending his own burial, not someone else's. He was 30 years old. He had just lost everything. His business, a logistics company he had built from scratch over 4 years, had collapsed 6 months earlier after a business partner embezzled company funds and disappeared to Cameroon with them. He had lost his savings, his car, the lease on his apartment in Surulere. He had moved back in with his mother in Lewu. He had come to Lagos for this funeral because the man who had died had once mentored him in his early 20s, and he had scraped together the bus fare because he believed in honoring people who had believed in him. Chika sat beside him because every other chair was occupied by either an elderly woman telling a very loud story or a toddler eating kenke with both fists. They talked for 4 hours. Not about big things, about small things. About his dreams for the logistics company. About her consulting firm. About what it felt like to lose everything and not know which direction to face. He spoke with a rawness she had never heard from a man before. Like he had no energy left to perform strength, so he simply told the truth. She found it beautiful. She told her sister Adana that evening, "I met a man today who actually speaks like a human being." Adana said, "Chika, be careful." She wasn't careful. She was 31, and she had found something that felt, for the first time, like finally. They began
The Lord has done it finally, finally, finally. The Lord has done it finally, finally. Oh my God. Oh, 23 people watching, guys. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for the support, man. Hey, mean a lot, bro. 15 people watching right now. Not bad. Hit me to 100 subscribers, guys. Hit me to 100 subscribers, guys. They call me DJ COLLITER. For those who don't know me, my name is DJ COLLITER, based in Nairobi, Kenya. Kenya is a country from Africa. Yeah, I come from Africa, guys. What else should I introduce? I'm COLLITER, DJ COLLITER, one of the baddest DJ in Nairobi right now. Yeah, according to me, I'm one of the best DJs in Nairobi, right? And one of the biggest stations in Kenya.
Joint ownership, then the second,
yeah.
Then their beer land, and most recently, last year,
For those who don't know me, I'm a DJ from Kenya radio by the name Radio Jambo. My show normally happens from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. each and every day from Monday to Friday. Yeah. For artists from different countries, if you want me to play your music, kindly just DM me. Yeah, DM me and tell a friend to tell a friend. What's up, my G? Yeah. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's see 100 subscribers, guys. Wow. Hey, thanks for the likes, bro. Thanks for those who are watching me right now. Please. It means a lot on my side, guys.
I make you want to be the man I told myself I was going to be. Marry me. He did not get on one knee, but Chika's eyes had been.
The Lord has done it finally. Finally, finally, the Lord has done it. Finally,
The kind people
oh,
bother to
finally,
wife because we are not
finally.
embarrassed by them. Their mothers had met, wedding plans began. Nkechi, Obi's mother, a round, precise woman from Nemi, who wore lace like it was a declaration, had been pleasant enough to
Oh,
She
nah,
smiled at
I'm
Chika
a
with the
fan.
calibrated look of a woman who was still deciding
What's up, DJ Chris? Hi.
Adana, Chika's sister, had come to her apartment
Yo,
after the
what's
first
up,
morning meeting
my
and
brother?
sat at the kitchen table and said,
Hi, brother. How you
Something
doing,
about
bro?
that woman makes my stomach tight. Chika had said, you just don't know her yet.
Umenipiga bonge la surprise. Kanifanya mimi wa dhamani. Nakupenda kutoka moyoni. Find my money into dancing.
Obi's whole state. 350 guests.
Continue watching, guys.
Hotel. Chika had paid for most
And please, before you leave this page, kindly, guys, please support me by subscribing the channel, kindly. That's what I want from you guys.
To be small for the sake of pretending resources were equal.
Thanks, bro. Thanks. Wow, thanks for the support. Oh my God. Oh, Mama Mia, damn. Thanks, bro. Which country are you coming from, my G?
Her chest cracked open, clean down the middle, like a groundnut shell pressed between two thumbs. Inside that crack was 9 years. 9 years of midnight phone calls when his anxiety about the business kept him awake. 9 years of signing her own property.
15 watching. Thanks.
9 years of introducing
Each and every comment, my name is DJ COLLITER, yeah. DJ COLLITER from Kenya. Based in Kenya, Nairobi, a place called Nairobi. Do you know the place?
She was old cargo. Then the crack sealed itself.
Yeah. Yup.
If you know, like in a woman who has learned to
do you know the place, my G?
And if you have ever loved someone long enough to have to quietly put yourself.
Okay, what about you? Which country are you coming from, bro?
Know exactly what that silence feels like. Subscribe to This community exists for people who understand that love is not supposed
Which country are you coming from, bro? 10 people watching. Hi, thanks, bro. Thanks, guys, for the support. And kindly, before you leave this page, kindly subscribe. Please, just hit the subscription button that right there.
She walked through the hotel lobby.
It means a lot on my side.
Stepped outside into the Port Harcourt night.
Yep.
Stood beside a potted palm tree at the hotel entrance, and she cried. 2 minutes, hard, silent. The kind of crying that does not make it sound because the grief is too large for noise. She cried for the woman who had sat beside a broken man under a mango tree and seen potential where everyone else saw debris. She cried for the property documents and the loan guarantees and the quiet years of making herself smaller. So
how old are you?
Larger.
Okay, which country are you coming from?
Tomorrow was supposed to be the beginning of the life she had earned. And instead, she was standing by a potted palm tree.
Don't go, bro, don't go.
4 minutes. Then
are you a she or a he?
She breathed once from her stomach the way her mother had taught her when she was 8 years old, and the world was confusing. She took out her phone and called Barrister Amaka Eze. Amaka answered on the second ring. Chika, I need you to prepare something for me tonight. A pause. Then, what happened? I'll explain everything later, but I need one document tonight before morning. Barrister Amaka did not ask twice. That was why she had kept her for 6 years. Give me 2 hours, she said. You have 1.5. Here is what you need to understand about Chika Deli Okafor before this next part. She has spent 9 years learning the specific architecture of Obi's ego. She knew exactly how it was constructed and where each beam sat. She knew that he needed to feel like the decision maker, like the authority in the room, like the one granting favors, not receiving them. She had spent nearly a decade bending herself into the shape of a woman who made him feel that way, not because she was weak, but because she believed his confidence was worth protecting.
Hi guys.
One final time. She went back up to suite 304. She knocked. Obi opened the door with a smile.
Hi people, hi peeps. How you doing?
I went to get some air. Wedding net.
Yeah, thanks. 2 people watching right now. Please help me hit 100 subscribers, guys. Before you leave, kindly make sure
his favorite
you have subscribed. Yeah, this channel I'll talk about. I'll be doing some vlogs. I'll be doing a lot of things with this channel. I'm just trying to make it. I'm trying to build it so that we can start anytime, any day. The day we will reach at 100 subscribers, I will start. We'll start the what I promised you guys.
Fresh Ofeochi, a cold Guinness Foreign Extra, which was what Obi always drank when he felt settled and celebratory. She arranged
What's up?
She lit the two
Mention your
complimentary
country.
candles on the bathroom shelf. She put his plate
Where you come
she
from?
always did. He came out of the shower in a towel, saw the table, and his whole face opened like a child on Christmas morning. Chica, you arranged all this tonight, the night before the wedding. She looked at him with warm, steady eyes. A man should eat well the night before he gets married. He pulled her in by the waist and pressed his lips to her forehead and said, "What would I ever do without you?" She placed her palm flat against his chest, felt his heartbeat, and thought to herself, "You are about to find out." They ate.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, bro.
Thanks for joining,
Thanks for joining. Any girl, a boy, or a girl. Thanks for any gender that's.
She responded. She laughed at the right moment. She refilled his Guinness when it dropped below
9 hours.
When the plates were cleared and he was
right now I have 3 channels. So
in a particular way that a well-fed
I have DJ COLLITER TV.
The way a man becomes when he has no idea.
This one I have DJ COLLITER for my mixes, and I have
He looked up from his phone. She placed the phone
Mambole Udako TV. This Mambole Udako TV is a YouTube channel that I'll be talking about what normally goes on in the world, maybe Africa, maybe East Africa, USA. In general, I'll be talking about what will be happening in the world. Yeah, kindly, please don't forget to subscribe, guys. For people watching, guys, thanks a lot. God bless you, guys. God bless, man. Yeah, please don't forget to subscribe, guys. And don't forget to mention your country that you're coming from, so we can interact more and more. I would like to know more about your country and your culture.
He did not read it, and that was it. In 9 years, Obina Ezewachi had never fully read a legal document that Chika placed before him. He signed because she told him to sign, because he trusted her execution without reviewing her work. Because that is what happens when you spend years accepting the benefits of someone's precision without understanding anything about how they achieve it. He had confused her thoroughness for service, her diligence for devotion, her intelligence for something that existed only to support him. He picked up the pen. He signed on the yellow flags. He initialed the corners. He signed the witness declaration. He closed the folder. He lifted his Guinness. "To tomorrow," he said. "To tomorrow," she said. She placed the folder back in her bag, and inside her chest, something shifted. Not joy, something quieter and more permanent than joy. Something that felt like the ground becoming solid under feet that had been suspended over water for years without realizing it. Let me tell you what was in that folder. It was not a estate property document. It was a comprehensive deed of reassignment drafted by Barrister Amaka Eze in 90 minutes. A document that formally transferred back to Chikaudeli Okafor sole ownership of both Lekki apartments, the Abia land, the consulting firm directorship, and all co-signed financial instruments effective immediately upon notarization. Barrister Amaka had served as remote witness. A notary she had worked with for 4 years had confirmed with a digital seal. Every asset that Obi's name had ever touched was now, legally and completely, only Chika's name. He had signed it himself, with the pen she handed him at a candlelit table after eating her soup. The ancestors say the trap that catches a greedy man is always baited with the thing he loves most. For Obi Ezenwachi, that was other people's assets assigned to his name. For the last time, he had reached for them without looking. For the last time, someone else's precision had moved faster than his appetite. She gave it 30 minutes. 30 minutes of sitting beside him on the sweet couch, watching a movie neither of them was truly watching. 30 minutes of being a woman who had made her decision and was simply waiting for the right moment to deliver it cleanly.
Hot selling baby products on Alibaba.com, diverse suppliers, factory direct deals, ready to ship.
Then she stood. Bobby? He looked up from the television. She stood in the middle of the room, her hands calm at her sides. She had rehearsed nothing and found she did not need to. Bobby, I heard your phone call earlier tonight, the one with your mother. The air in the room changed temperature. His face did not fall immediately. It
Salam alaikum.
Then calculation. Then
Mateli.
very hard to
What's up, bro?
innocent.
How you doing, my G?
About the old cargo.
Salam alaikum. Hey, thanks, 16 people watching, guys. Hey, thanks, guys. Hey, give me a salute on my side. Before you leave, kindly subscribe. 5 likes. Oh, let's see. Big Sana. What's the meaning? Let me Google the word Big Sana. What's the meaning of Big Sana?
She picked up her hand.
The laptop I'm using, guys. Hey.
The silence that followed had mass. You could have weighed it. Then Obi stood up. Let me tell you, this man stood up. I need you to understand that the Obi who rose from that couch was not the man who had cried in her arms on difficult nights or pressed his lips to her forehead 40 minutes earlier. This was a different man, the one from the phone call, the one his mother knew. Calling off the wedding, he said it, slowly, carefully, as though the words were too absurd to say at speed. Chika, it's the night before our wedding. I know what night it is. You had a phone call and you want to throw away 9 years?
FBGCME.
I'm simply responding.
I don't think if I understand this language of yours.
He exhaled. He straightened. And here is where it shifted into something else entirely. The part
Abi.
that exactly always been underneath the performance.
What's the meaning of Abi?
You know, he said, and his voice dropped into a register she had never heard before. Something cold, something between pity and threat. No man is going to marry you. You understand that? You are 37 years old. Your mates have children in secondary school already. I was the one who agreed to marry you when everybody else had passed you by. And you want to walk away from this because of a phone call? Chika looked at him, not with anger, not with the kind of hurt that breaks you open. She had passed through all of that standing next to a potted palm tree 2 hours ago. She looked at him the way you look at a thing that used to confuse you, and now, finally, completely made sense. Obi, she said, I picked you up from the floor, not the ground, the floor. I was there when you had nothing. No car, no money, no apartment, no plan. I guaranteed your business loan with my property and never told you because I didn't want you to feel indebted to me. I opened doors with my name and stood behind them so you could walk through first. I put your name on everything I built before I even met you because I loved you enough to make you feel like you built it with me. She adjusted the strap of her bag on her shoulder. And what I have learned tonight is that I did all of that for a man who sees me as cargo, old cargo. She nodded once, slowly, like she was confirming something to herself. So, you say no man will marry me at 37. Maybe that is true. But I would rather spend the rest of my life building a beautiful existence with myself than walk like a camel for a man who is disgusted by me. A man who is already counting which women he plans to bring in before the wedding cake is even finished. She held his gaze for one final moment. One more thing. She opened her bag. She removed the manila folder. She placed it on the table between them. She walked to the connecting room, knocked twice, and said,
I can't understand your language. I can't understand your language.
Began to pack.
Yeah, that's why I can't understand your language.
He read it. He read it a second time. He came to the connecting room door and knocked. Adana opened it. He looked past her at Chika, who was folding a dress into her travel bag without rushing. You cannot do this, he said. His voice had changed again. All the cold authority was gone. Something raw underneath it now. Something almost boyish and terrified. Chika, everything in that document is legal, she said without turning around. Your signature is on every page. Your initials are at every corner. Barrister Amaka has the original filed. You have a copy. Chika, her name cracked in his mouth on the second syllable. She turned in, because she was human after all. She had loved this man. And the thing on his face, the crumbling of it, the collapse of a man who believed he was the most intelligent person in the room and discovered he had not been, she felt it. But she had spent enough feeling for one night. Good night, Toby, she said. Please inform your family the wedding is cancelled. I will handle my guests in the morning. Adana, God bless that woman, had already zipped her own bag before Chika finished the sentence. They left the hotel at 1 a.m. Chika sat in the back of the Uber with Adana beside her, the Port Harcourt night sliding past the window, and she felt something she had not anticipated. Light. Not happiness, not yet healed, just light. Like she had been carrying a weight for 9 years that she had grown so accustomed to carrying, she had forgotten it was extra, until she finally put it down. Except she was the one who set it down. Nobody took it from her. She chose to. That is a particular kind of freedom. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind that settles in your lungs. The news broke the next morning the way Nigerian circles always breaks. Fast, wide, and with everybody having formed a complete opinion before they had half the facts. The wedding venue was notified. The guests received a message from Chika's number at 6:30 a.m. Brief, dignified, no names, no details. Due to circumstances beyond our control, the wedding scheduled for today will not be holding. We appreciate your understanding and your love. But Port Harcourt is a city, and Nnewi is a community, and Lagos connects them both. By afternoon, the story had grown legs and found its way into drawing rooms and WhatsApp groups across all three. Two of Obi's major logistics clients, men who had engaged him primarily through introductions Chika had facilitated in her professional circle, quietly began reconsidering their contracts. When a man's character is suddenly in public question, the people who knew him only through someone else's referral tend to make their own private recalculations. The Vecchi apartments were legally back in Chika's name alone. The Abia land, the consulting firm directorship, all of it. Barrister Amaka had constructed the document carefully enough that there was nothing to contest. He had signed freely. He had not been deceived to sign anything that caused him harm. He had simply signed back what had never, in honest reckoning, been his. He called Chika 16 times in the first 3 days. She did not answer. He called Adana. Adana answered once and said, Obi, this number is now unavailable to you. She hung up. He drove to the Lekki apartment. Her neighbor, Mama Agatha, a woman of certain age who had watched Chika carry that man for years and kept her opinion behind her teeth until now, told him Chika was not at home and closed the gate with a decisiveness that required no further elaboration. He drove back to Nnewi. Nkechi, the woman from the phone call, had initially been furious. She had called Chika's mother in Enugu. She had said things in those calls that she would later have no adequate language to take back. She had told people in their community that Chika was an unstable woman, a woman who had abandoned a good man at the edge of his happiness over nothing. Then the details started moving, not from Chika. Chika said nothing publicly, not a single social media post, not a single public word. Ba Amaka remained professionally silent, but people in Lagos business and legal circles understood what a deed of reassignment filed the night before a cancelled wedding signified. And Adonna had promised Chika her silence, not her friend's silence. Her friends talked, and within 3 weeks, the version of events that was circulating in Nnewi and in Lagos was no longer Nkechi's version. The community heard that this woman had carried that man for 9 years, that she had put her properties in his name because she loved him and did not want him to feel inadequate standing beside her. that he had called her old cargo the night before the wedding, and that he had already mapped out which women he would maintain after the marriage, that he had signed back everything himself without reading the document because he had spent 9 years signing things Chika placed in front of him and benefiting from them without ever once being careful. Nkechi could no longer sit comfortably in certain rooms. There is a specific shame in raising a man who is exposed publicly as a predator because it invites questions that do not have comfortable answers. Questions about what he learned at home, about what was modeled in the house he came from, about the mother who had been on that phone call laughing.
Thanks for joining.
"Don't
Thanks for
worry, my
joining.
son,
Thanks for
by
joining. Thanks for
tomorrow
joining, guys.
she will be yours." The community remembers. The community holds receipts. She began leaving church before the final blessing. She began arriving at the market after the morning rush had cleared. She could feel the eyes finding her and then politely looking away. There is no poverty quite
Wow.
like the poverty of a
8
reputation.
people watching.
And
Oh my
Nkechi
God.
was learning this at a pace that
Hey.
left her no room to argue.
I feel so emotional, guys. I never expected this.
Who invested in that horse. If they had pocket broker,
Hey, please. Hey, thanks a lot.
on a free demo account. Try more than 250 global assets. Enjoy secure withdrawals with no commission. Pocket broker, the right way to start.
Shake and win millions of prizes with the AliExpress $1 challenge. Get unreal deals for just $1. Win $10,000 in flight credits and a $3,000 AliExpress shopping spree. Download Shake Win.
The two major logistics clients he lost represented nearly 40% of his operating revenue. Without Chika's network sustaining the foundation beneath his company, he was back to pitching in rooms that received him politely and committed to nothing. His name was not on her properties.
Wow. 4 people watching, guys. Please. What I want from you guys before you leave, kindly subscribe. Please. That's what I want from you guys.
In the silence of 3 a.m., it was considerably less than he had liked to believe. He sat in his cousin's living room in Port Harcourt because he had given up his living
Hi, Kenya.
in anticipation of
Hello, Kenya. Habari
Chika's
zenu.
property after the wedding.
Tanzania, habari zenu. Uganda, good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
That the life he had been living had not been his, it had been hers, extended to him, offered to him from a place of love that he received as entitlement.
But I know one day, one time, this channel will come and help me. This will be one of my biggest office, for real. I trust you guys. I trust you, for real. I trust you guys. I know one day will make my dream to come true.
Now Chika was gone, and the ground was exactly as solid as he had made it himself. Chika Okafor went home to Enugu, her mother's house. The smell of pepper soup from the kitchen, and her father's old engineering books still stacked on the shelves, and her mother bringing her pawpaw sliced in the morning without once asking, "Are you okay?" Just sitting beside her with the particular silence of a woman who has lived long enough to know that some things cannot be rushed past and must simply be sat with. Chika grieved. She was not going to pretend she didn't. She had loved that man, not the man from the phone call, the man under the mango tree who told the truth because he was too exhausted to perform strength. She grieved the
Hey
9
guys.
years.
Oh, hi guys. Morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night.
And receives back only the knowledge that they were.
Please make sure you have liked, make sure you have subscribed to this channel.
Actually something worth knowing about yourself. But grief has it.
But what I love from you guys, I know each and every day before I leave this life, I normally get new friends.
A message from an Abuja contact about an investment conversation.
Yeah, from different
Her
countries.
her business was intact. Her name was on everything that was hers. She made coffee, she sat at her mother's kitchen table, she opened the first email, and she began. Chika Okafor Financial Consulting was restructured in the months that followed. She brought in a partner, a woman she had known for years who had been asking to collaborate for almost as long. And together they expanded into property investment advisory, the kind of work Chika had been doing informally for half a decade without calling it a line of business. By the end of that year, she had more than she had possessed.
I have 10 minutes to leave this live, but before I leave, guys, kindly subscribe. Please, guys, I like you to subscribe. Please subscribe, guys.
Managing someone else's discomfort with her success, when she stops shrinking herself to fit the dimensions of someone else's ego, when every asset is in her own name and the signature on every document is hers alone. She did not hate Obina Ezewachi. I want you to sit with that because it is the truest part of this story. She did not hate him. She understood him in a way she wished she didn't. She understood that the man under the mango tree was real, that his brokenness was genuine, that some portion of what they built together was true and worth their having. But she also understood that somewhere between the flaw and the success, he let himself believe that her contribution was owed to him, that her love was a resource he was entitled to extract, that she was cargo he could calculate and carry and discard when the contents had been fully transferred. That was a belief she could not carry into a marriage, and she was grateful, as difficult as it was to say. The corridor was quiet, and the 4 seconds she chose herself. And every morning that she woke in the Lekki apartment that had always been hers, her name, her purchase, her walls, she felt the particular stillness of a woman who made the hardest decision of her life and is still, against everything that tried to unmake her, standing. Freedom does not always feel like celebration. Sometimes it simply feels like the first full breath after you have been underwater for a very long time. There is something the elders say in the East. The man who borrows a masquerade's costume for the village festival will dance beautifully. Everyone will watch and admire. But when the drums stop and the costume must be returned, the village will see exactly and only who he truly is. Obina had borrowed Chika's masquerade for 9 years. He had danced well. He had looked to everyone who watched like a man who had built something significant and stood on solid ground. When the drums stopped, the village saw, and Chika walked home into her own home, wearing nothing borrowed, owing nothing, everything hers. That is where we leave Chika Okafor, not in pieces, not diminished, sitting at her kitchen table in a Lekki apartment that has always been, was always, will always be hers. Client email open, coffee on the side, a future that is entirely, unapologetically, completely her own. Some women run from the path, others walk through it and come out knowing with absolute certainty what they will. Before I go, one question, because I genuinely want to hear from you. One, did Chika wait too long, or did those 9 years give her everything she needed to dismantle it perfectly when the moment came? Two, the document she had him sign, was that brilliant, or did she cross a line? Three, if you were Chika, standing in that corridor, hearing every word, would you have knocked on that door immediately and confronted him, or would you have walked away and done exactly what she did? Drop your answers below. This community does not judge. We discuss, we think, we learn from women who moved quietly and changed everything. This is Fabi the Storyteller, where every story is a mirror and every ending is a beginning. If this story reached you today, it was meant to. Share it with someone who needs it and subscribe so the next one finds you too.
Be the group chat hero with exclusive travel deals. Booking.com, booking.air.
For the first time ever, there's a new way to access quick and reliable loans. Introducing Tumalo. Tumalo gives you fast, approval, instant M-Pesa confirmation, and clean user experience from the moment you download it. Not use normal loans, just simple, secure loan solution designed for you. Download Chuma today and check the strategy to easier, smarter, borrow. Maisha ni Chuma.
The house that was once filled with laughter had become a battlefield where things no longer dared to meet. Voices clashed, memories alive. The light was unforgiving. Did you just have something that triggered you? Chima's voice bellowed from the kitchen. Her voice carried quickly straight for you. And yet the bone with soul. And now fire back without timing. Her hands still moving, holding the weapon before. Do you want to kill my daughter with too much salt? Your daughter? Matching a swift line, stepping closer. Is it only your daughter that is pregnant? Is that not my own child inside you? The pouch trembled between them. Both women reached for the same thing, their eyes locked in a silent challenge. One more away, and the spoon will fall. One answer, and the pot will fall. Leave that thing. You know it. Her crying, lips bare, foot standing, lips kicking, her face creative, sharp, and dramatic. Words that could slice through the strongest heart. Outside, neighbors had already gathered, pretending to pass, but slowing their steps, ears wide open, some even standing by the fence, whispering, "It has started again." Inside, Chima stood frozen at a corner, his face buried in his palms. "Amara, what is this?" he whispered helplessly. But Amara could barely respond. Her body was heavy, her heart heavier. She sat quietly, eyes tired, shoulders slumped, watching the chaos she could no longer control. The stress sat visibly on her face, her pregnancy now overshadowed by endless noise. "Mama, please, both of you, please," she begged softly, but her voice drowned in the storm. "Don't tell me, please," Mama Amara snapped, turning sharply. "I am the one who carried you for 9 months. And I am the one who raised the man that gave you that pregnancy." Mama Chima shot back instantly. The room erupted again. Yet, moments later, the same two women would suddenly switch roles, rushing to Amara's side. My daughter, come and lie down," Mama Amara said gently, adjusting her wrapper. No, she should sit up first. Her legs must not swell," Mama Chima countered, already pulling a stool. Then came the next battle. Who would massage her legs? "Move aside though, you don't know how to do it." "I have done this before you were even married." They argued, both grabbing one leg each, pressing too hard. "Ah, Mama, please, you are hurting me," Amara cried out. But neither listened, each determined to prove superiority. Even the unborn child was not spared from their rivalry. "This child will be named Chika," Mama Chima declared boldly one afternoon. "Over my dead body," Mama Amara snapped immediately. "His name is Chinedu, and that is final. Who are you to decide? Who are you to question me?" The argument reignited, louder, fiercer, more ridiculous than before. Chima stepped forward again, desperation written all over him. "Enough, please, enough. This is my house." But his voice carried no authority in that moment. It dissolved into the noise, ignored, trampled, defeated. He tried again, softer this time. "Mama, please." But once again, he failed, completely, utterly. The house swallowed his words and spat them back as chaos. And so the cycle continued, day after day, noise after noise, until silence itself became a distant memory. If you have ever seen two storms collide under one roof, then you would understand that this was no longer a home. This was war. But before we go any further, support this channel by subscribing, because stories like this deserve to be told. Now let me ask you a question. Why is it that mother-in-laws can never seem to find peace with each other? Why must their battles become the burden of their children? Now come with me. Let me take you back to where all this madness began. Stay with me because what you are about to witness is something you will not believe. This is the battle of mother-in-laws. Not for the chaos that swallowed that home. There were two women whose names alone could scatter peace like dry leaves in the wind. Mama Chima, Neka, loud, sharp-tongued, proud to a fault, and Mama Amara Obiageli, equally stubborn, dripping with sarcasm, never one to back down, even when she was clearly wrong. Their rivalry did not begin in a day. It grew slowly, like a fire, fed with dry wood from the market to the women's meetings. Did you just take more pepper than you paid for? Neka would shout, hands on her waist. Are you counting my pepper for me now? Mind your business. Obiageli would snap back. And before long, voices would rise, baskets would shake, and the entire market would pause. Traders leaning forward, customers pretending to buy while their ears stretched wide. At women's meetings, it was no different. A simple suggestion would turn into a battlefield. That idea makes no sense, and yours is foolish. Insults flew freely, and laughter often followed from those who had gathered just to watch the drama unfold. It became entertainment, a spectacle, a legend whispered from one compound to another. Their husbands carried the shame in silence. Papa Chima, Okeke, a quiet man whose eyes had seen too many embarrassing scenes, would simply shake his head. Neka, must you always fight? But she never listened. Papa Amara, Izzy, tried to hide his frustration behind humor. Obiageli, one day your voice will win an award for loudest in the land. He would joke, yet his laughter carried a weight of shame. The two women